Okay, so this is a bit of a rant video today. I feel like every one of my videos is actually a rant video, and also I just apply. Look at this. Okay, so I've got the Lanolips on, and I don't like the Lanolips. I know a lot of people love Lanolips, but I'm not a Lanolips stan. I'm not a fan. I just don't love it. Oh, it's just very sticky. Look at that. Do you have this problem with Lanolips? Because look. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I like how it looks on my lips. But I do not like the feel. So yeah, anyway, aside from that, so I have basically just been schooled by my 9-year-old child. So let me create the scene for you. We're walking to school and I am asking the boy, and I don't know why I was asking this, but I was asking the boys, like, who do you think works hardest in the house? I don't know why I was asking that. I don't know why. As a mum, do you ever find yourself asking questions to the kids as a way of trying to make a point to them, and or that you want to get some insight into, like, do they realise that mummy does everything in this house? Like, mummy does everything. Like, do they know that? Do they appreciate that? I don't know. So anyway, I was asking one of these probing questions, and I said, you know, who do you think works hardest in the house? And Andreas, my eldest, my 9-year-old, he said, Dad. And I thought, no, he must be trying to mess with me here, because Dad does not work the hardest. So I then go into 100 mile an hour, like full on impact launch, high velocity, about how, you know, I work the same amount of hours as Dad. I have my side hustles. I do all the cleaning, the laundry, organising everything, making sure that the boys are where they need to be. I do the school runs, blah, blah, blah. So I launched into this, like, argument as to, like, why I'm actually the hardest working member of the household. And I also mentioned, you know, that women, i.e. mothers, like, generally do take on the majority of, like, the household tasks. Because, like, I don't want to be stereotyping here, but at the same time, like, let's be real. I think generally, like, in the majority of households, and believe me, I know there's exceptions. I know that there's households where men do the majority of the work. So I'm not saying, like, this is always the truth. And I actually feel a bit bad about saying it, because I don't want to have my boys thinking this stereotype that may not be true. But anyway, it backed up my argument, and it just formed part of the conversation. So anyway, I was saying, you know, women generally do the majority of the tasks in the household, and my 9-year-old son says, Mum, that's a bit sexist of you. I mean, it was bittersweet. On the one hand, I was a bit embarrassed about myself, but then the overwhelming feeling was I was so impressed. I was like, wow! Wow! I loved it. It was the best thing he'd ever said. I was like, whoa, buddy, that is absolutely amazing. Like, I was so impressed. And I basically was disappointed in myself, because actually it was probably sexist of me to say. So I don't know, kids, hey, kids. Anyway, that was my morning today. And by the way, I have been out on the walk. We did the school run. Usually we don't walk, even though it's only a 10-minute walk, and it actually feels really, really good for my mental health when I have that walk in the morning and actually, you know, get some fresh air and exercise. So we did walk today, and it was lovely. And every time we walk, whenever I get home, I always think to myself, I'm gonna walk every day now. Like, we're walking. If it's not raining, we're walking. Like, that's what I think. And then the next morning, we drive. I think, oh, let's just drive today, you know what I mean? But no, we're definitely walking. Like, we're 100%, I'm going to be walking to school definitely tomorrow, if it's not raining. I notice I have a red nose right now, and I'm like, why do I have a red nose? And I think that's because I had the morning walk, and it revitalized my spirit, my vibe. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come on and say, wow, kids today, guys, they know more than we think, and they absorb a lot, probably, of things that we just don't think they do absorb, you know? But I'm very proud of my son. Like, that is amazing. But do you think I should have been maybe, like, bragging about how much I do in front of my son? I don't know. I just feel like, you know, when you're the default parent, it's a lot of the time you do feel underappreciated. And I'm not really bothered about how much like Honeys thinks that I do, really. But I want my children to recognise like how much I do, like how much Mummy does. And right, this is going to sound really strange, but I'm going to admit it anyway. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but this is going to sound weird, but just like stick with me through it. So I often think to myself, right, so say if me and Honeys, like, we're not together, and this is like, I love Honeys, we're fantastic together, and I wouldn't want to change a thing, right? But I do think sometimes, because I watch Real Housewives and there's lots of divorces and the kids, you know, get displaced, and I do think to myself, so say if me and Honeys were not together and the kids had to decide who they were going to live with, like, are you going to live with mum, are you going to live with dad? I think about, like, what would they say? And I sometimes think they may say Honeys, but then I kind of think, well, after a couple of days, I think they would realise they made a terrible decision and then they would just come and live with me. But I don't know. I often think that. And sometimes I even think, oh, should I ask them what they would say? But then I don't, because I know that that's not the question I should be asking them. But then I do think it. I think, like, did they realise how much I do? And, like, if they, no disrespect to Honeys or anything, but if Honeys was in control of everything, they would not have any food, clean clothes. They wouldn't go to any after school events. They wouldn't have any play dates. They, you know, wouldn't have any treats, and it wouldn't be great. So I don't know. Am I wrong for thinking this? I know I probably am. But I feel like it's a mother's load. It's a mother's load. It is. It's a heavy load. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I'm skedaddling off because I've got a big load. I've got a lot of load. I've got to do lots of things. So I'm going to go try and avoid the things, but I will do the things. So anyway, guys, I must go. But anyway, thank you for watching again for this. I don't know what this is, but it's just a chat, a meandering something. Anyway, I'm going now. Okay, bye, guys.